Sisterly love, sisterly love, sisterly love, we are ready for you today.
Okay.
You behave.
Well, I'm going to say that you changed keys each time.
You know what? I'm not a musician.
I know.
I
It's not your
teach.
gift, but it's okay.
Your gift will make room for you.
And bring you before what?
Men.
Great
men.
Kings, great men.
I said it. I said great men.
You didn't say a word.
I said men.
Oh, okay.
And then I said great men.
Greetings, everyone.
Greetings, Earthlings.
I'm Shaina.
And this is your girl, Candace.
And we are the host of the podcast, Sisterly Love, that you're listening to right now. So this month, we want to talk about love.
Secret love.
A word that comes and goes.
So you gonna take my worldly
but
song
do
and change it to
people
gospel.
really know what it means to really love somebody? Oh, love. Yes.
Did I hit it, y'all?
You were almost there.
Stay humble now.
But we wanted to really talk about, for sure, love versus lust. And I know Candace has this look on her face. Y'all should see her. But I wanted to talk about this because I really feel like a lot of times we, as women, younger women as well, really mix up the two, lust and love. So without further ado, we're just going to get right on into this.
Let's do it.
Rhema. I'm just playing. I don't know.
It's just modest. I showed your aunt that. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Holy Ghost enforcers.
Oh, yes. Oh,
energy
wait a
back.
minute. That's right. We have to do Remember When.
No, we don't have to.
Yes, we do. Go ahead.
We can skip it.
What is our
I want to
Remember
get
When?
into the meat.
Girl,
Enough of this manna. Feed me.
See more.
Do you remember when, and this is just a memory between us, we used to, you know how, Shaina and I used to share a bedroom, and so it was our responsibility to clean it together. And I remember one time we were going to get in trouble because we had not cleaned it, and so Mom sent us back to the room to do that, and I had never learned this, but Shaina taught me how to be a subpar cleaner.
Oh, no.
This
you
is
are
what
not
she
going to
did.
do
No,
this to me.
I'm about to tell it. Okay, so we were supposed to get everything off of the floor, hang up clothes, put dirty clothes where they belong, blase, blase. Do y'all know what this girl told me to do? Girl, just grab that stuff. And she threw it in the closet, shut the door. She had an armoire. She would just throw stuff on the shelves on there. And it was just real not put together. Sliding stuff under the bed.
You lied.
Girl?
I didn't tell you to do that. You watched me do that.
Okay, you did that, and therefore, since you was supposed to be the leader, hello, big sister, you're supposed to be showing me what to do. Instead, you took the easy route. And still, we had to end up...
Tell me. How dare you?
No, but y'all know, I'm sure you all have all had scenarios like that where you share a room with a sibling, and you're forced to clean it up, and you always don't want to do it because that's all their stuff. But I just remember that, Shaina, that you
It was a lot of times you were just so messy. You left a lot of clothes
if you
on
don't
the
lie,
floor.
ooh, y'all don't let her stunt. Don't lie.
You had
You
skirts,
ain't got to lie, cream.
skirts on the floor,
Girl,
socks.
girl. Now don't you do that. Don't you dare. That is not true.
Anyway, we both had our parts to play, but yes, I do remember that. But you don't clean up like that now.
Mm-mm. How do I clean?
I don't know. Y'all should see Candace's face. Candace cleans. She's like super, like almost a rude clean. Because if she cleans and you come over to her house, don't lay on my comforter. Can you move my comforter back and then you sit on the bed? Oh, not that pillow. Your head greasy. I don't know if your face clean. Use this one. Her throw pillow that she just throw anywhere. She'll give it to you. You a rude queen.
Oh, okay. First of all, I don't just throw my throw pillows anywhere. Second of all, you doggone right. My bed, that's supposed to be the place where you just, you relax.
I'm trying to lay down as well.
Okay, but you're dirty. Like, where did you come from? You don't come in and sit on somebody's bed.
I'm not trying to get under your covers, girl, but dang.
But you can't get up there at the top where I am.
You didn't have too many other places for me to sit.
I have a chair. You could have sat in the chair, but no.
That's not comfortable.
Yeah, that chair is comfortable. What you mean? It spins around and everything.
Anyway, y'all know the truth now. So we're going to move right along.
Well, at least they know I'm clean. Dang it.
A rude clean.
She said rude clean.
Don't lay on my bed.
Can you put your feet on the floor? Take your shoes off. At least I'm not. Shaina, when you come to her house.
Listen, we're not doing a tit for tat right now. We're going to move on to the meat of today's
episode. Can you take your shoes off, please?
So we're going to move on.
I asked you to take your shoes off.
Because y'all bring you all day inside, and I don't want that in my sanctuary.
So now you know how I feel in my sanctuary.
Okay, so yeah, like we were talking about earlier.
And I think this is going to be, I know this is going to be legit. Talking about love versus lust. And I think this is a cool, hot topic, especially for us single folk. I'm ready to be ministered to.
I should be recording this episode. I really should be. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So I wanted to address first and foremost the difference between love and lust. And I want to address first what love is. Now, for those of you all who may not know that there are 3 different types of love categories.
Can I guess them?
You already know.
Well, I know 2 for sure. There's agape.
Okay.
And phileo.
And
eros. That's right. And those are Greek terms for
love. So I'm going to tell you what each one of them mean.
Love.
Agape is the God kind of love.
Amen. It's
basically the love that God wants us to show towards one another and the unconditional, overwhelming love that he has for us. When I looked it up, a lot of times agape basically means love that devours. It means it conquers everything.
Love covers a multitude of
sins.
It
just devours. It just immerses itself. And I love that. And I feel like we could definitely just have a whole podcast episode on that alone. Hallelujah.
Come on, sister.
But that's not what we're talking about today. Eros is an erotic love. It's more so of a physical aspect. It's a love that is between 2 people, or the love that 2 people have for one another.
I don't see nothing wrong with reading your Bible.
Oh,
see, I had to twist it on you.
You did. I wasn't ready. My bad.
Keep it holy.
But that's based on physical traits or attraction. Now, the last one is phileo. And that means it's basically friendship. The love that you have for your best friend or camaraderie, all that is what that is.
And I think that's where the city of Philadelphia gets its name from. Remember, it's called the city of brotherly love. You got the Phil, which is the Greek, what is that? Prefix, I guess? Phileo, Philadelphia, brotherly love, city of brotherly love.
That was your fun fact for today. No, seriously, that was really good. I didn't know that.
Thanks.
Now that we know the 3 different categories of love, let's talk about lust. Now, a lot of times when we think about what lust is, we immediately think that it's of a physical nature where 2 people are having a physical relationship, or it's very erotic as well. And so we think that if we're not feeling that when we are in a relationship or dating someone else, that it must be love. We think that we must be in love with somebody when we're feeling different emotions and different feelings. And I wanted to express today that in actuality, that is not the case. You can still be in lust with someone and confuse it with love. And I want to break that down real quick.
Please do. Minister.
So let's talk about how we get in relationships, right? We think that when we just have fun and good times with somebody on top of possibly having physical relationships, that is leading us to love because of the emotions that we start to experience and the feelings we start to grasp for that person, because it's just a great time. And especially, like I said, if you're taking that to the next level with the emotions that come from that, the soul ties and all of that, we get really wrapped up in thinking, this is love. I'm in love with this person. However, the problem is that a lot of us get in relationships and we've never really experienced true love, whether that be from a father or just seeing it in front of us, or again, just having it in general. So we go with moving right along. So we go with
fatherless child.
Let me get through this.
Okay.
So we go with our thoughts, our feelings, and really start to think that we're progressing in something deeper. Or especially when our friends say, oh, you love him, y'all in love. And you equivalate that to like, oh, they must know what love is. They've seen love. Maybe the things that we're doing looks like love. And so we are truly in love. I am in love with him, when you're not, when your friend hasn't ever experienced love either. That's the same thing if your friend says, oh, girl, he just loves you and he doesn't know how to show it.
Girl.
That is a lie as well.
From the pit.
And I wanted to say that you do yourself a disservice when you get into relationships without knowing the difference.
Pray tell more, please.
So let me just say what I've come to find what lust is. We talked about how we start getting wrapped up in those relationships. We start experiencing things and we feel those emotions are really progressing into something else. But I want to say that lust in actuality is fantasy. That's what lust is. Have you ever met someone? Have you met a guy? And as soon as you saw him, and you guys he may have even come over there and start talking to you. You exchange numbers. Y'all have a great phone conversation after you guys exchange numbers, or y'all have a great date after you guys, that initial meetup. You already start imagining what your relationship can be like. I know I've done that before. Have you ever done that?
Girl. You are reading my diary.
I feel like a lot of times we still keep a piece of that fantasy as the relationship progresses. We keep holding on to that initial thought or the conversation that you have, and he says something that really sparks your mind and makes you feel like, oh my gosh, this could be it. That we never really let go of that as the relationship progresses. And so we see signs, but we refuse to actually acknowledge them because we're still holding on to that fantasy that we originally had.
Yeah, which makes me think of, like, I feel like sometimes girls or women, instead of really being in love with someone, they are in love with the idea of being with someone. And so I'll give you an example. I have a friend who everybody felt like, "Ooh, y'all gonna be together, y'all should be together, da 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 da." And I never liked him like that. But we'd hang out, we're just really tight. And I found myself thinking one day, maybe I'm supposed to be with this person. Well, what if we did get together? Because every time people see us together, they're like, "Ooh, y'all cute, da 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 da," and that kind of hypes you up. And so instead of me really liking him for who he was or liking him more than just a friend, I was starting to like the idea of being in a relationship with him, albeit I never had feelings for him.
Exactly. And that's that fantasy or that conversation that people start piping up the whole relationship saying, oh, girl, this is it. This is him. He is so awesome. He's better than the last guy you dated. Thinking that this is the one when really it's just a step up of your growth. Hopefully, you growing. Not actually being the one that you should truly be giving all of your love to and attention. And it goes back, like I said, to being a fantasy. And I'd say with that fantasy, lust is selfish. Like I said before, we want it so bad. We want it to work so bad because we like the way it makes us feel. I'm not sure if any of y'all listening have ever felt pride when you can tell your girl, no, girl, I'm going home to my man, or, oh, me and the boyfriend are going out. It feels good to say what you have, thinking about yourself as it being a selfish thing. You like the status that it gives you. You like the way you're able to say that in a relationship. People love changing their Facebook status to in a relationship. And in a way that's selfish because in a relationship, it's not about just you. It's about both of you all. So if you're too busy not recognizing what's wrong or not paying attention to their needs because you're liking everything else that this relationship provides, I feel like you are still in lust and you're not actually in love.
So you're saying like the attention that you get from acknowledging that you're in a relationship is a sign of lust.
Exactly.
Okay.
So like I was saying, lust is fantasy. We think about what it could possibly be. And I feel like I was saying previously, we as women don't ever want to let go of it because we're still giving hope to that idea. Your man can cheat on you, but you're still stuck on the hope or the initial dream or idea that you saw in your head about where this could go. And you want him to be that person for you so badly that you want to stay in that fantasy world instead of actually seeing the signs and seeing those things that are coming into reality, what is breaking down that original idea, what's crumbling in front of you. You refuse to see the pieces falling, but you instead try to constantly put it back together because you want that fantasy to work. That is lust. Yeah. Because love will show you who a person is, and that is how you are to respond. If someone shows you something different than what you feel like you should be treated, you need to accept that instead of being so afraid, which goes into why I think that lust is also selfish, being so afraid of being alone or not being able to say that you're in a relationship in which we think deems us as not worthy when we've been single for so long. It goes back to the whole idea of what about me? What about me? So we compromise in lust because we want that relationship. We want to have somebody by our side. We want to have somebody to spend time with us, but we're not recognizing who they are as an actual individual.
Yeah, and I have to go back to the famous line from Dr. Angelou. When someone reveals themselves to you, believe them. And I think that hits right on with what you're saying. Although this person has shown you their true colors, because you're stuck on stupid, you're ignoring the signs, you're ignoring, the way that they're treating you. Just because you're stuck in your fantasy world of what this could be or what you want it to look like. I think that's good.
There was 3 different ways that basically I wanted to bring up what lust is. I wanted to say that lust is fantasy, it's selfish, and it has a throwaway mentality. So we kind of mentioned already that how lust is a fantasy, which is tied also into how lust is selfish because it thinks about what you want. And another aspect of lust is the way you react in certain situations. Lust in a relationship is the throwing the clothes out of the home, out of the apartment. Lust is storming out of the room or storming out of the house when you're upset. Love is communication and commitment. And I feel like a lot of times in relationships, people are so quick and ready and find it easy to leave, easy to run away, easy to move on because they weren't really in love anyway. Because I think about my relationship with my husband now. I know it depends on the situation, what's going on in your relationship, but if you're just having a blow up, like you guys are not seeing the same thing eye to eye, we both have a strong desire to work the situation out. We both have a strong desire to not have the whole day with us angry at one another or go to bed angry. We desire to communicate with each other so that our relationship is stronger and better, and we are committed to each other. We made a commitment in front of God, in front of our family and friends, in sickness and health and all those things, and we don't take those things lightly. And that is love. Love is commitment and communication. Lust is, well, forget her. I didn't need her anyway. I'm on to the next chick. There's 1,000 of you and only one of me. That whole mentality of I can move on so easily, which yes, in some situations you have to let yourself go. But if you are truly in love with somebody, you will stay to work that out, and lust will not do that. And we then take that into these very toxic relationships where we think, oh, that's just love when you are arguing and you have passionate makeup or a passionate relationship, or you guys fall deep back in, like you guys aren't talking for 2 weeks and then you see each other and it's almost like something just flows through your body and you're just like, oh, this is it. This is love because I can't stay away from him. No, that is still lust.
That's right.
It's still lust because you're still thinking about how he makes me feel, how I make him feel, not in a deeper level of what love is, but on a very fantasy, selfish, physical manner.
You know what? I can just feel it flowing. But no, it just makes me think of how the media or how social media over glorifies the crazy girlfriend, or relationships is not all cuddles and bringing you chocolate. It's fighting at 2:00 in the morning and throwing cups at people. I mean, throwing things at people, and it just really glorifies the negative or the vain side. Well, I say it like you said, it glorifies lust because that's all that it is. Social media just really makes it seem as if you're supposed to be fighting and angry in relationships. And I know sometimes those situations occur, but not the way that they portray it. Like that's not love.
Listen, love is not an episode of Love and Hip Hop, y'all. That's just not what it is.
Nutshell. Thank you.
They call it Love and Hip Hop, but what you see on TV, that is not love. That is drama. And where there is love, there is no need for drama. There is peace.
Say that again. Say that one more time.
Where love is, there is peace. There is no drama.
One more time.
Where love is peace, and there is no drama.
Thank you.
There shouldn't be this whole, oh, I caught him cheating, so I'm going to fight for him because I love my man. Or there's another woman, and she wants to take my place, but I love him, so I'm going to fight for it. I don't ever want to lose. You shouldn't have to do that in love anyway,
Mm.
because he should respect you enough. He should love you enough to not put anyone else above you, not even his mother if you guys are married. That is the true order, because even in the Bible it says that a man will leave his father and mother
Mm-hmm.
and take a wife.
Mm-hmm.
So if a man can't even stop doing what he used to do for you, that is not love. Okay, honey? That's not what that is. That is lust. And he is not truly decided to forsake all others and truly focus and join with you.
I have decided to follow Jesus. I just felt like it was appropriate to insert that hymn. You're ministering. So if you all are really liking what you're hearing, we would love to hear from you all. Please know that you can subscribe to us on iTunes. We're Sisterly Love. Okay, we're also on Twitter at Sisterly Love Pod. And you know you can find us on the eternal social media website, which is Facebook. Just type in facebook.com/sisterly love or sisterly love in the search box. Lastly, email is another way you can reach us, sisterlylovepodcast@gmail.com. And we out.